The Parable of the Poor Son. Long ago, there was a wealthy man who owned vast riches and numerous estates. However, his only son, being young and ignorant, left home and wandered into distant lands, living in poverty and hardship. He struggled for survival, traveling from place to place in search of food and shelter. Many years later, he unknowingly returned to his homeland, unaware that he was the son of a wealthy man. One day, he happened to pass by a grand mansion. Seeing the majestic estate, filled with many attendants and guards, he mistook it for the home of a noble or a powerful ruler. Fearful of being captured or punished, he fled in terror. The wealthy man immediately recognized his long-lost son and was overjoyed. However, he understood that his son, having lived in poverty for so long, would not be able to accept his true identity all at once. Instead of revealing the truth immediately, he instructed his servants not to detain him. Instead, he sent two low-ranking workers, disguised as ordinary people, to approach the poor man, gain his trust, and gradually bring him into the estate by offering him simple work as a laborer. For 20 years, the son worked humbly, sweeping filth and doing menial tasks. Gradually, he became accustomed to life in the mansion. Seeing this, the father slowly promoted him, allowing him to manage wealth and oversee estate affairs. Yet, the son still considered himself lowly and did not dare to aspire for more. Finally, as the wealthy man grew old, he gathered his relatives and servants and publicly declared that the poor man was, in fact, his true son. He entrusted all his wealth and inheritance to him. At last, the son realized his true identity and became the rightful heir to the estate. The grand mansion represents the Buddha's realm, filled with infinite wisdom and blessings. The wealthy man symbolizes the Buddha, patiently guiding sentient beings back to the path of enlightenment. The poor son represents ordinary beings lost in the cycle of samsara, unaware of their inherent Buddha nature. The great wealth symbolizes the infinite wisdom and blessings of the Dharma, which beings fail to accept due to self-doubt and ignorance. Janitorial work represents initial small vehicle, Hinayana practices, meant to cultivate basic virtues before advancing to higher wisdom. Receiving full inheritance symbolizes the ultimate realization of Buddhahood when beings fully recognize their innate wisdom and Dharma heritage. This story teaches us that all beings possess Buddha nature, yet they are lost due to their attachments and false perceptions, just like the poor son who wandered in poverty despite being an heir to great wealth. The Buddha, like the compassionate father, uses skillful means to guide sentient beings, leading them step by step from small vehicle teachings to the ultimate realization of the one Buddha vehicle. However, many beings remain attached to limited paths of self-liberation, much like the son who, despite years of service, failed to recognize his true identity. Thus, through the teachings of the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha reveals the one ultimate path and allows all beings to recognize that they are inherently Buddha's children and destined to attain Buddhahood. May we realize that all beings possess Buddha nature. Only by breaking free from attachment and embracing the Dharma can we return to our true wisdom and blessings, ultimately attaining enlightenment.